My first question when I'm looking at what technologies or platforms to use is, will this engage the student? So I look at the grade level, the interest level, and I will dump something in a heartbeat if it's not engaging. I mean, if there's something that I think will be super engaging and it's not, I'll just dump it, and I won't waste any more time on it. And I think that's one thing that's changed in my teaching over the years, is that I didn't used to do that. I used to, we are going to get through this. This is the plan. We're going to do it.
Right.
Now, if it's not working, I will punt quickly. So I always try to have kind of a loose hold on what we're doing, and a willingness to drop it and go to plan B at all times.
There are so many good points that you just said there. You said, if it's not working for who?
Well, I would say not engaging. So okay. Now that means that, because I think the true learning comes when they're engaged, they care, they want it to work. And so that's when I say if it's not working. So there's so much that I think has to do with engagement and motivation and interest and the want to, or whatever you want to call it, that if you don't have that, well, then it's really just trying to drag rocks up a hill. And I'd rather not do that. If there's another way, another entry point into some concept, let's find that, because I want you to want to get the answer.
It sounds like you're thinking through the perspective of whether or not kids would be engaged. And far too often in education, it's more of a top-down thing where it's like, well, I, as the educator, facilitator in the room, really like this thing, so therefore kids should like it too. So like you and I might be like, oh, this is so cool. Let's do Sonic Pi, and we're going to code music and like make all those really cool compositions or live performances. But a kid who's less interested in music would probably be not as engaged.
I think that's true. And so I try to give them some leeway in that, and that's been, fairly recently, I've tried to give even more choice in terms of what they spend time making projects in. But it's, for instance, like Minecraft. When the first time I saw Minecraft, I was like everybody else. I think this is the dumbest looking, boxy, lousy graphics, the whole thing. How is this possibly getting anybody's attention? But then I saw the engagement factor, and I thought, well, okay, if I can't figure out a way to use this in my classes, then I need to have my teaching license revoked, because the engagement factor is so high, and it continues to be, 10 years in. So, that's what it looks like. And they are creating, and they're thinking, and they're working together, and they're problem solving, and all those things, those higher level thinking skills that we say we want kids to have. They're using them without me making them use them. So what you asked, what does engagement look like? Well, I think that's what it looks like.